Hi, how are you? Good day. Hope everybody is doing great today. Bright sunshine outside, warm here, very humid also. I hope the weather at your place is also great and you are excited, all excited about a new lesson. We're going to discuss something new based on what we have covered so far. Remember we talked about qualitative variables, okay, like categorical variable, color of car. We have talked about different categories, different colors of car. These are qualitative variables. We also talked about numerical variables in the car, or sometimes called quantitative variables. And so far in this chapter we are discussing different ways to represent numerical or quantitative data. Sometimes we face bivariate data. What is a bivariate data? Bi means two. That means each data point is associated with two different variables. Such as, I'll give you an example. A person's weight will be dependent on a person's height. That is, weight is a dependent variable which depends on height, which is an independent variable. You may have wondered, how do I represent that kind of data? How do I make a chart out of this kind of data? And today we are going to discuss how we can do that in easy ways. So before you quit right away, please stick around till the end because this is a short and sweet presentation and I will go through step by step of how to represent graphically or by charts bivariate data. Again, bivariate data, each data point is associated with two variables. An independent variable, which is x, and a y, which is a dependent variable. Okay, so let's get started without. And also, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I have presented lots of videos on how to do problems, math problems, so statistical problems, stat problems. So here I go. Displaying bivariate numerical data. As I said, the prefix that comes in front, bi means two variable, numerical data, quantitative data, such as weight of a person depends on height, which is the independent variable. That's a bivariate data. The most important graph based on bivariate numerical data is a scatter plot. As the name implies, each data point is associated, I already told you, with one x value, another y value. X value is the value on the horizontal axis, y value is the corresponding value on the vertical axis. X is usually an independent variable, y is the dependent variable, and we draw a point to represent a particular data point in the xy plane. And this type of plot is called scatter plot. Why is this called a scatter plot? You may wonder. It is called a scatter plot because the points are scattered all over the xy plane. Okay. So we use the horizontal axis x and the vertical axis for easy location of values. The accompanying table provides data on top speed in miles for a sample of 10 roller coaster, okay, from roller coaster database, okay, top speed in miles and maximum height in feet, okay. So x is your maximum height. This figure 3 shows maximum and top speed. The scatter plot was produced by statistical computer package Minitab. But we can also do it in our good old TI-84. So we have, remember, x is the height, is the independent variable on the horizontal axis. Y is the dependent variable. The top speed depends on height. So x is on the horizontal axis, y is on the vertical axis. And we'll try to use TI-84 to make a chart. How do I do that? First, I clear the memories of the calculator. The steps for clearing the memory of TI-84 is to press the second button on the top left. Second button on the top left. Then the plus button on the bottom right, plus button, and then press number 4. So again, first step is second button on the top left, plus button on the bottom right, and number 4. Then you will get a press clear all list on your calculator screen. Clear all list. And you will hit enter. And it will say done. That means the memory is clear. Remember, x is your maximum height, independent variable. Y is your speed, top speed is the dependent variable. So x usually goes in list 1. So how do I do that? I press the stat button in the second row, stat button, okay, stat button, and then number 1, which is edit, stat and 1. So in L1, in the first list, L stands for list 1, I'm going to enter all the x values starting with 150. So in the first entry, or in the first line in L1 is 150, and you hit enter. Then you hit 70 and enter. Then 161 and enter. Then 150 and enter. Then 79 and enter. Then 157 and enter. Then 84 and enter. Then 100 and enter. 209 and enter. Then 200 and enter. Everything in L1, maximum height, which is x. And then we are going to enter the corresponding y values. Remember, each data point is associated with a x and a y. So the corresponding y values will go in L2. So we have to move the cursor from the 11th row in L1. That is why it is L1 11. Cursor is right now, cursor is the black rectangle, is in the 11th row of list 1. Press the right cursor key. You ask me where is the right cursor key? It's right over here on the top right corner. Press the right cursor key. The cursor will automatically move from L1 to the first line in L2. Once it does that, we will enter the y values, corresponding y values, that is the top speed in L2. So 65, enter, 55, enter, 50, enter, 65, enter, 60, enter, 65, enter, 50, 50, then 52, enter, then 80, enter, 75, enter. So again, x values, maximum height in L1, y corresponding y values, top speed in L2. Now we are ready to make a scatter plot. How do I do that? I press the second button on the top left of the calculator. Second and then y equal to. Second and y equal to. Second and y equal to. Second and y equal to. And then my cursor, black rectangle, is sitting on 1. I press number 1. Press the key number 1. First line should be on, should be flashing on on. If it is on, with the left cursor key on the top left of the calculator, bring the cursor on, the black rectangle should be on and hit enter. It should be flashing on. Right now it's flashing on. Then the next line is type. You should select the first type of chart, that is the scatter plot. So bring your cursor on the first type of chart and hit enter so that it's flashing there. Your X list is L1, automatically Y list is L2, and you have selected the first type of chart. Then press the zoom button. You ask me where is the zoom button? Is the third key on the extreme top row. Zoom and then 9. And you will see the scatter plot on your calculator going up the hill. Okay. Scatter plot going up the hill. Okay. This is what you see. We want to discuss the following. Be prepared to share your insights. Which of the two scatter plots in figure 3.38 do you think does a better job in communicating the nature of the relationship? Okay. I would say that the one which begins, notice the difference between the left and the right chart. In the left chart, the x-axis starts from 50, y-axis also starts from 50. Okay, that's not a good point. Where the two axes meets, the baseline, where x-axis and y-axis meet, should be point 0. So I would say the one chart on the right, where both the x-axis and the y-axis start from 0, is a better choice. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about time series plot. Here we are looking at one variable which changes with time. What is time you're talking about? We are talking about times such as quarter, day, week, month. Time series plot, sometimes also called a time plot, is a graph of data collected over time that can be used to identify trends or patterns that might be of interest. A time series plot can be constructed for a bivariate dataset where y is the variable observed and x is the time at which it was made. So it is a scatter plot where the x-axis is the time at which each data point is observed. The y is the variable that we are observing, okay, at a certain interval. XY pairs are plotted as a scatter plot. Okay. So here they're talking about Christmas price index. So this did a time series plot. Here the time was in years. Every 5 year, 1980, then 1980. Actually, they started from 1985. Okay. What is the trend? The trend is Christmas price index are going up. Okay. Showing the effect of inflation, except in 2020, which is COVID year. The price index kept on rising. In 2020, it fell. What is the advantage of this type of time series? It shows you the trend or the pattern in the price, Christmas price index, which is going over time. In 1995, probably was bad economy. It came down. But from 1994 to 1995, the first dip. And then it kept going up from 1995 to 2000, then took a dip, and then since been going up. Okay. So, let's see. We are going to stop if there is anything important. Okay. And now we are not going to talk about these. Okay. So what did we cover today? We covered bivariate data. Bivariate means two variables, a x variable and a y variable. X is the independent variable on the horizontal axis. Y is the dependent variable on the vertical axis. And we can make a scatter plot using TI-84. If the x variable consists of time, then becomes a time series plot like the one in front of me. And on the vertical axis, we have the variable which we are interested in. And in this case, Christmas price index. The idea is to show the change in Christmas price index over a time period. So we're looking for trend. Trend means pattern. Pattern of change of a variable over time. Okay. So I'll stop here today. If you have any question, comment, please do not hesitate to write me a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Please give me a thumbs up if you really like this video. If you think this is doing good job, that is helping you to understand the material. What else you want to know? What else you want to learn about? I'm in the math and statistics, of course. I can help you out by presenting a lecture if you mention it to me. And also, please let me know where you are watching from. I'll appreciate that. And if you like this video, share with your friends. You and your friends, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button on the bottom right corner. And please do not forget to click on the notify bell button because every time I upload a new video, which I do almost every day, you will be notified. Okay. And that way you will keep abreast of my lectures. Okay, sometimes I solve whole math problems in a video that is also helpful. So please do not forget to check me out tomorrow. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching my video. Take care. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day.